The thing that I'm passionate about that I really aspire to do is to release music and like
Yes.
play shows with my band. That's what I really want to do all the time. And what's been an enormous long-term project for me has been finding the sound. And it's meant literally my teammate and my bandmate learning how to run a ton of electronics. And we have had to take our time outfitting ourselves with different synths and preamps and all kinds of equipment, which has, for freelance musicians, has taken a number of years to really amass everything we need to realize our dreams sonically. So that's been this project in the front and back of my mind, this whole time. And singing and playing just in a solo context, like me singing and playing with my harp. My band is also a place where I sing and play, but singing and playing like gigs was really a way of having fun and supporting myself. That was the thing that I put together as I was graduating college, like the summer after I finished grad school. I was making arrangements. Like I spent that whole summer arranging jazz songs that I feel comfortable singing. I just spent the whole time making harp parts, and I posted some covers and stuff, and I was super lucky that it turned into work. And of course, I was in this fantastic place to try to do that, being right outside New York. So 2018, 19, I was just driving all around the East Coast, singing and playing at people's like weddings and parties and a couple concerts. And that kind of snowballed into collaborations and a bunch of projects that I'm like really thrilled to have been a part of. And then, of course, we had the pandemic. So yeah, that kind of pushed me into my brain a lot. And in a way, it was a good opportunity, not worth it, but in a way, it was a good opportunity for me as a person to introspect and sort out, okay, which of these projects am I doing because it's meaningful to me and the art that I want to create and my long-term goals? Which of these projects are really authentically me? And the thing that's authentically me is weird, like dream pop, folktronica, like electronics and harp with singing. And I want to soothe you. That's what I want to give to the world as an artist. I want to make music that, like, when you're sad, which so much of the world is now, I want you to feel soothed. I want you to be able to listen to my music and fall asleep, or not because it's boring, but you know what I mean? I want those lullaby vibes. And that's something that just makes me really excited. And at the same time, I'm sure you guys can relate to this too. Like when you're doing multiple genres, you get pulled into stuff, because I'd be curious if this kind of thing is something you can relate to. For me, when I started to put out like, ooh, I also sing, and here's a jazz song, I developed a reputation of she doesn't just do classical stuff. So it ended up being a gateway into, are you doing a project and it's not a classical project and you want a harp? Ooh, you could call Marg, which is so wonderful and like a thrill for me. But then it ends up being a lot of, I feel stretched thinly as a musician sometimes, because I'm like, okay, now I have to be in like jazz headspace, and okay, now I'm in classical headspace, and like, oh, okay, now we're writing a song. Like that's a lot of shape shifting for me. So I think, long story long, I think my answer to like, where is this now, is honestly, I'm just trying to be authentic, and I'm trying to weigh how much do I really want to commit time to something that, like, yes, I want to do. I really want to make a jazz album. I'd love to do that. I actually started the process. And then now I'm just, is that something that I want to spend a lot of time on? And would it really be for making beautiful art, or would it be largely like to gig more? You know what I mean? Like I'm weighing that kind of stuff. I'm trying to just be really true to what's going to settle that ache that I get as an artist to do something